But it worked with the other one? I don't know why I feel so damn tired today. Good afternoon, Thabs World. Raven the Blackbird, how you doing, buddy? Hope life's treating you guys well today. Believe it or not, I just got up about probably 20 minutes ago. I don't know. I just haven't been able to get enough sleep lately for some reason. Terra Firma, how you doing, bud? Thanks for saying that. I appreciate that. Gotten there a lot of great feedback, actually, from the video. Melissa, a lot of people had said that Katie's solo was fantastic. If you want to say thank you, or no, she doesn't want to say that. But it is good to see you guys. Eileen Vale, the fam, much love to you. Thumbs up and a high five. Hope life's treating you guys well today. Here, let me go ahead and get you guys a link. You know, if anybody wants to come up, talk, say hello, shoot the breeze, do whatever. Darn allergies. I'm telling you, the allergies are killing me today. So you may hear a lot of sniffling. So there. So we got 6 in the house. Welcome for those of you that are here. It's awesome. Great to have you. Yeah, Ralph Mork's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Great to see you, Ralph Mork. Thumbs up and a high five. Yes, don't forget to smash that like button and share it out for our awesome host. Thank you, Eileen. Excuse me. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yikes. I'm probably going to need several refills of coffee today. Nathaniel Lee, how you doing, buddy? Great to see you. Life's treating you. I hope life's treating you well today. Hopefully everybody's having a good weekend. Doesn't look like there's too many people live streaming today, so hopefully I'll have a decent crowd today. R5 Adventures, good morning. Great to see you. Or good afternoon. It's actually afternoon for you now, too. Still kind of morning-ish for me. Bob Levanis, what's going on, buddy? Great to see you. How's things treating you today? Merry Christmas to you as well, good sir. Appreciate that. No hat today. Oh, I can put the hat on. Faith in the Fallen's good to see you. Thumbs up and a high five. Faith in the Fallen, Melissa, is making a theme song for Skillz. She's actually, her and her husband, both, they're musicians. Melissa's right next to me. She's actually at the other desk. She's trying to get the printer to work. Print something out for herself there. There you go. There's the hat. I'll try to be somewhat festive this morning. Or this afternoon. It's afternoon. But for me, it's morning, damn it. Gemma's Dirty Grace, it's good to see you. Much love to you. We go ahead and put that link out again for those of you that may not have seen it. You're more than welcome to come on up if you so desire. Rolling Homestead and Wild Edibles in Wisconsin, welcome. Hope your Sunday is going well. I've always envied those of you that live in the future. I'm just saying. R5, aka Crystal, says hello. She says hello back. So yeah, so life is good. Just got up. Probably going to spend the afternoon in the garage again. I made some good progress yesterday, clearing off the bench. It's not completely cleared, but I got a lot of stuff processed. I didn't really film any of it because it was stuff I had already filmed. You know what I mean? So, good morning, Gemma's saying hello to Gemma. Yes. I dub you Santa Gilius Claus. Oh, that sounds important. I like that. And I will gift to you maybe a smile and a laugh every now and then, or something to that effect. Hopefully, that's the desired result anyway. Good morning, Gemma. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fan-diddly-tastic. If I were any better, I'd be Ducky.
As soon as I saw you put the StreamYard link out, I was like, yeah, I'll come and say hello. And I think Samantha's going to come up as well. She was just saying she's gonna come up and see you.
I'm glad you did. I'm really glad you're here. Jenny O'Brien, good morning.
Yeah, I went to the Panto last night and took some pictures. I shouldn't have had my phone on, but oh well.
Good morning, Samantha. It's always good to see you. How are you?
Great to see you too. Good. Oh yeah, I got to get coffee still.
Oh, you get yourself set up.
You just reminded me. I'll do that real quick.
Yeah, no worries at all.
I got faithful drink. Whoop.
Hey, Pepsi. Yes, that's right. It's like quarter after 6 here in your area.
Quarter past 6. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely Pepsi time for you.
Yep, Pepsi.
So Jelly Duck 100. It's good to see you. Great to see you.
To wash down my chicken kebab I just had.
Yeah.
Hey, Roland Homestead. How you doing? Good to see you. Jelly Duck, Jenny. Who else have I missed? Let me just go up. Terra Firma.
I love it when Gemma comes up because she helps me say hello to everybody.
5. Hey, Crystal.
Feel free to throw in a thumbs up and a high five if you want.
Bob Elvis. Terra Firma. Arlene.
Raven, you don't need to ask, buddy. Just put yourself in the basement, bud.
Tam's World, Raven.
It's an open panel.
Yeah, there we go. I've caught up with everybody. So, thumbs up. High five, everybody.
I love it when you do that. You did it like a pro. There you go.
I'm used to it now because I see you do it. I'm like, so I do it now.
Coffeeless on the panel. That's very adventurous. No, yeah, you can't be coffeeless. That's why Sam took a break. She's got to go get herself some coffee.
Yeah, I got Pepsi because it's evening time for me, so I'm on the Pepsi. Whoop whoop.
Where she is, it's like 20 after 9 in the morning still. Where Sam is.
Yeah.
Where Gemma is, it's 6 p.m. It's cool how everybody's,
Evening
we talk
time.
to everybody around the world, Gaffa Haynes, how you doing, buddy? Thumbs up, high five, bud. I don't have a link. All right, you soon shall, buddy. Hold on.
Hey, Gaffa.
It's
Gaffa,
good to see you,
come
Gaffa.
up, buddy. It'd be good to have you up on the panel, Gaffa. I haven't seen you in ages.
I haven't seen Gaffa Haynes in quite some time.
He's in the chat right now. He's just come in.
Oh, yeah, no, I see him in the chat, but you're right. I haven't seen him. I've seen him in certain streams here and there, and of course, I've said hello. But
yeah, I love Gaffer. He's funny. I love seeing him in live streams.
It's a busy time of year, though. I completely understand.
Yeah, everybody gets busy, but we should make the time to see people. Hello, Roland Homestead. They're now coming up.
I'm sure they'll be up there. There he is. There they are. How's it going, guys?
How's it going? How are you doing, Gemma?
I'm good. How are you?
Did you have a nice sleep last night?
Yeah, I was shattered. I didn't get back till 20 to 1 my time in the morning because the play didn't finish till it ran over till 11:15. By the time I got home in a taxi, it was just like I was shattered. I was like, I didn't wake up till 1 p.m. my time today, so I've only been up a few hours.
Did you wake up? Did you wake up in Phil's basement, Gemma?
No.
What happened there? You did, or just dropped you out?
I guess I must have fell asleep, and then when I woke up, it was like I had a black screen on my laptop. I'm like,
oh, okay.
Oh, so you fell asleep while you were on Phil's stream on his panel?
Yeah.
I've never done that before, but I'm sure I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get in the habit of doing that. I need to start.
It was fine though. People like it was like we were all at a party and one of us just had enough. You know?
Yeah, and I realized when I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, oopsie.
Do you remember when Bill did that on mine, Gemma?
Yes, I do.
On my
Yes.
panel, he was out for 45 minutes. We just all kept on going. And he woke
Yeah,
up
we did. I was like,
nothing,
let's
we kept
go
right
on.
on going.
Yeah.
It was funny. Bill from Nomadic Nomad Unbroken and Nomadic Bike.
When you need
How you
to.
doing, Gaffer? It's so good to see you. And Ron Host, it's good to see you.
Scrap and Irish, it's great to see you, brother.
I haven't seen Gaffer in a long time. How you doing, Gaffer?
Yeah, talk to us, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I have been better. Yeah, it's just if you didn't know, I had a car accident
Last night?
last week.
Last week? How are you? How are you doing? Are you doing better? Are you recovering?
I am recovering. It's taken its time, but it was a pretty severe car accident. So,
Oh man.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm sore and I'm regretting my inattention because that's basically all it was. It was just not concentrating when I was supposed to, and yeah, now I'm just sitting at home recovering and catching up on some YouTube.
Man, that sucks. I am so sorry, dude. Regardless of what happened, that sucks.
No, it's what it is, and that's all.
Well, let's look on the bright side for a moment, my friend. You're still here
Yeah,
with
it's
us.
awesome to have you on the panel.
You're still here with us to
Yep.
talk, and and
Yeah. Hey, Endless Vlogs. Hello, Scrap and Irish.
We'll
Hello,
get to
Scrap
it.
and Pallet Man.
Oh my gosh, Scrap and Pallet Man, how you doing? And Endless
Thumbs
Vlog.
up. High five, people.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bubble Biz. I think these headphones are on their way out.
But well, that certainly explains why you haven't been around as much.
Well, no, most of it was because it's my daughter's getting older and she's getting a little bit more active and getting into sports clubs, and I've been turning into a soccer mum and stuff like that. So I haven't had a chance to keep up with my YouTubing, but yeah.
Hey, Crystal. How you doing?
Just
Yeah,
one of those nights after work, I'm driving home and yeah,
Hey, Crystal.
I didn't
Good to see you.
quite make it.
It's good to see you, R5.
Yeah.
I do want to apologize to everybody there. Like last night, me and Crystal had a hard double feature like we normally do, but it got it went more south than we normally like it to go. So I just want to apologize for anybody that may have been offended, or had too much of it. Nothing bad. We were just all having fun and whatnot. It just, the sexual references and whatnot just got a little out of hand.
Oh, mate,
Yeah,
I'm telling you now, this is one of the most child-friendly family events that could ever happen with you two, and you got nowhere near what everybody else in the bloody world does. So, a little bit of fun, a little bit of what's named late at night, it's not a bad thing. I don't think anyone was too offended.
I can't tell if he's being sarcastic or not.
No, that was being sincere, mate. I wouldn't let yourself worry too much about upsetting too many people. I think everyone would have been having fun. I was there at the thing, and nobody seemed to be really getting upset by it all. So, but it was good fun.
All right, well, that's cool. But like I said, I just wanted to put it out there in case, because we really kind of took it to a new level last night. Yes, we do apologize. Definitely got out of hand. Don't even know what led to it.
The thing is, like Gaffer says, like people always have the option to leave if they feel that there was something that they got offended or upset over. They also have the option to.
True, but
leave
mine and our 5 adventures. I mean, we never want a single person to leave because they're offended in any way, shape.
No. I'm just saying that they can always come to you in private and talk to you about it if they feel that there is something that has upset them.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
It all started with that Twinkie, Crystal. That's where it started.
Who did chocolate peanut butter Twinkie? She had not one, but 2. Good morning, good afternoon, Raven.
Hello, Raven.
Good
There you
day.
go, my friend.
How's everybody doing this this morning, but this afternoon or
Trying to wake up.
evening.
Evening for me, yeah.
Just trying to wake up.
Trying to stay warm.
Better than I was doing yesterday.
I see a great deal of smoke behind you, buddy. Is that like green screen or real?
This is our new mascot. Everybody meet Ed. He is a recovered chimp from the recovery zone, so he's part of our channel now. So he shows up every now and then and does what he wants to, but every once in a while he wants to go back to the bush and he comes around and shows you. But that's Ed.
Hey, Ed.
That's so cool.
Oh,
Now, I tell you, Ed, if you wave at me, I'm going to freak, all right?
He might do some more than that.
that's cute.
There's a fly that bugs him once in a while and he tries to eat it, but for the most part he's good partner.
That's cute.
So, Mark, were you happy to get up out of there this morning, or?
Oh, there's a big talk behind that one because I was really close to hypothermia last night. I had to pull the pin.
Oh man,
It got down to 14 below here.
Oh, wow.
Ouch.
Minus 14.
Yeah, I was real close. I couldn't get my boots on. My hands weren't working right. My legs weren't working right. I was
Ouch.
really, really close.
So you were a little bit like me yesterday.
Yeah, but I put myself in that situation on purpose. There's a difference. It wasn't an accident. We're trying to take a 3-season camping system and take it into the 4th season in our environment here in northern Wisconsin, and it didn't go as quite planned as I thought it would. It was really close to become health risk and dangerous.
Okay, if Gil's wearing a hat, and I gotta wear a hat.
Anyone and everyone is more than welcome to join in the festivities.
yeah,
All right, I'll just grow the beard then, all right?
And
I
it's
wore mine
completely okay if you decide not to.
And Gemma, you can grow a beard too if you like.
Yeah, I'd have trouble doing it, but I could. Yeah.
I know, right?
Come on, Gemma, get in the festivities. Give it a try.
get it the best. That's awesome.
I need to buy a Christmas hat because I feel bad now. I haven't got a Christmas hat to put on. I'll have to buy one.
I got one.
No, me and Raven will be festive for us all for now.
I'm sorry, I've got a Christmas hat, but because Gemma can't get hers, I'm not going to make her feel left out, all right?
That
Me
is
either.
completely understandable and kind of funny. Eric Garcia, welcome, buddy. Thumbs up. High five.
Good to see you, Eric.
Eric.
There you
Yeah,
go. That's cool. He moved over. He moved over the. Is it a gorilla?
It's a chimpanzee, and yeah, he'll move. He moves back and forth, and then you'll see some of his where he wants to go, and then he'll come back, and it's kind of neat how he does that. And actually, Gil, to tell you the truth,
Hello, Angela Critters and Eric Garcia. How are you doing? Thumbs up and a high five.
Yeah, it was a glitch, and it works in my favor because you'll jump up on top of the table and you see some of the things from the jungle and stuff like that, and it's kind of cool when it's in full screen. So the glitch works in my favor.
That is super cool. And Angela Critters, it's super cool to see you too. There you go.
Hey, everyone in the chat, hit the thumbs up.
Yes, please do.
Thumbs up and share the stream out, please.
And
Thank you.
Merry Christmas to all.
Yes, Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays.
Happy holidays. Great day. It's hopefully it's going fairly well for everyone.
Yeah, I've got to do rapping tomorrow. Oh no, yucky.
Wicked. Yeah. Oh, you mean wrap presents? Okay.
Yeah, present rapping.
See, if that's not the only hat, that's not the only
I
hat.
don't like wrapping presents. It's boring.
I gotta on my other hat.
It's like that's enough of that.
Oh, that's cute.
That's funny. That's nice, Raven. Good job.
Hey,
Good job, Raven.
pass one you
Yeah,
just
there it goes. Yeah, but the other thing falls down like that.
floppy antlers. Don't worry. It
Floppy.
happens to everybody at a certain age.
Hello, Wabash Outdoors. Thumbs up, high five.
Wabash, great to see you. I've been inspired by. I've been watching a lot of channels that like to be outdoors and camp out like in the winter and whatnot. With the snow and storms and stuff like that. I don't know. I've been kind of inspired to just go out and try it for a night or two.
We slept. It was about 2 years ago. We slept through woods in a tornado, and it tracked a couple of tents. And, that's the tent that I took out into this freezing weather because it did really well through that. I was nice and dry while everybody else was floating and screaming and yelling. But camping is a fun thing when you take it to the bushcraft and you do to the extreme colds and winters. That's a totally different story. So I'm glad you're watching and learning.
Unfortunately, I thought about going camping once, and I stepped outside and it was bloody too cold. We come back in and stop. That's it. That idea's gone.
It only takes a few moments being outside.
I'm getting too old to camp. Sorry, everyone says, "Oh, you're never too old to camp." Yeah, no, I'm getting too old to camp.
Well, it's a personal decision. It's like, I don't want to do that anymore, regardless of your age. It's understandable.
Yeah, I'd like to take the creature comforts with me, and I haven't got a trailer that big.
But I mean, these people that go out camping and whatnot, I wish I could think of their names to credit them, but I can't right now. But they go out with wood stoves. They go out with wood stoves, and they got these tents, and they put the wood stoves in, and then they complain it's too damn hot in their tent, and
like one of those wood stoves
that I don't even get on a regular basis at home, and I'm like, man,
like a portable wood stove.
Yeah. It's like a tiny port. It's meant to be like to go out and camping with us. It's like a tiny wood stove type of thing, and the tent is designed for it. Like they got a hole in the tent, and the chimney goes up through. Yeah, and it's super cool to watch them do that.
Yeah, I wish I had a hot tent last night.
I bet.
I'd see. The problem is, these days. I'm a little bit like camping and skydiving are in the same category. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to go and live out in something that flaps in the wind and doesn't keep out the cold, and you have to lay on the ground.
Thumbs up, high five, Jasmine's entertaining, and Pepper's from Kentucky.
I got a refrigerator with my beer in it. I got all this stuff, and it's skydiving. Why would you want to leave a perfectly working aeroplane?
Yeah, I have a fear of heights, so skydiving is like at the very top of my do not do list.
Yeah.
Camping in the middle of winter is like in the middle, but I think I'm gonna remove that and put that at the bottom of my want to do list.
Yeah, I get anxious enough on airplanes, let alone I'm not jumping out one.
That is
you will never ever see that. Ever.
I'm willing to change my stance.
Jump out of one.
I'm willing to change my stance on skydiving if the aeroplane stops working while it's up there.
Yeah, knowing my luck, we would jump out of the airplane, the parachute wouldn't work, and it would be a video on making Skillz pancakes.
You always got a backup.
No, actually, Bob, I think you'd bounce.
Oh, probably would. So maybe there'd be a couple of pancakes.
Well, yeah. How to see Bob skip?
I'm the equivalent of about a 20-pound turkey, so I'm sure there's enough for everyone.
That is the biggest thrill that you will ever have is the first time you jump out of that plane.
You've done it yourself?
I was airborne air assault, so when I was in the service, I jumped out many times.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, the first time you do the jump out of there, and you got your static line hooked up, all you're doing is praying is I hope it opens, and then it opens and it's all over, and you're just, yeah, this is great.
I imagine it must be a pretty surreal moment, like when the chute opens and you're just kind of gliding to the ground. That must be a cool time.
The good part of it is it's a rush before it opens. It's cool while you're up there. And then the rush comes back, and the old crap moment comes back when you're about to hit the ground.
Thumbs up, high five, Raphael.
Raffle Scrapper, it's good to see you, buddy.
Hey, Raphael. The silly thing I got about it is, don't get me wrong, static lines are designed to open the chute. You're meant to go out. The chute's supposed to pull as you're leaving. It's supposed to deploy, give you plenty of time so you can do low air jumps without too much of a risk. The fact that it doesn't open when it does that is something. God damn, who packed this one? But the problem I have with skydiving is the people who jump out and then take the chance that the one they're going to pull later on, when they've been flying around in the air for a few minutes, is still going to work. At least with a static line, you know damn well it's already been deployed before you even get too far out of the airplane.
Yeah, I see your viewpoint, Gaffa. It's kind of like, for me, what you just said, and the way I agree with you is that it's kind of Russian roulette in a way, because you're taking a chance on your life every time you exit out that plane, you know, and you're trusting, you're having that faith and trust that whoever packed that parachute did it right.
And the other thing too is, you know, if you're coming out of the back of a C-90, there's times when you're just bailing out the back and there's no static line, you're free falling, and then your chute opens up, and that's going to be combat ready. So your chute opens up and you hit the ground and you're running away. That's interesting.
And that's, I bet you any money, that's the time where you think, hold on, I'm not attached to that plane. This thing better open.
Well, the funny thing is there's a little tiny chute that pops out your emergency chute. If it does not deploy, there's another string you can pull. So that's when you see your first one don't pull. You're saying, oh crap, hope the second one works. When you pull a second one, now it's just time to pray, because if that one don't open up, it's going to hurt.
Yeah, I'm somehow tucking and rolling ain't going to work so well then.
Yeah, the stop, drop, and roll method won't work in this case.
But then saying that, there are reports in history where people did stop, drop, and roll, and they had quite a few injuries, but they survived.
I've actually seen people actually pop their chute just before they hit the ground, and they just popped it off. They'll hit the static lines and just push them in, pop them back out, and it actually makes an air bubble, and they just pop their clips and they walk away, and they never even, it's like the chute just puts the brakes on and drops you in nice and calm.
And there's a bit of a jerk when that happens, isn't there? Kind of like
there's a little bit.
I would imagine, yeah.
The first, I think it was my first night jump. Everything went well, and I forgot to drop my clothes bag until I was roughly about 25, 30 feet from the ground. So that thing had an impact. So when it hit the ground, it came up and hit me where I didn't want it to hit. So that was a...
Yeah, you need to keep your legs closed in that riff point.
Yeah.
That's why when they jump, when a trooper jumps, his sack or his clothing sack is underneath him while his parachute's deployed.
Yeah, usually you have it tied up to you, and then when you're getting close to the ground, you release it, because you actually don't want to fall with that thing on, or if you're going to do the roll, if you're going to walk. So we have a tether cord hooked to it so we can release it, get it away from our body, so that hits first, is down on the ground, and then we can hit. So otherwise it would be you think about the weight that we're jumping with, that would get pretty messy with all that stuff hooked up to you.
Yeah.
I think
So there's a question I needed to ask. I've never been able to ask, and it's always occurred to me when I've watched these jumps. When you're in combat, what happens to the chute?
The chute we close up, you can roll it back up, and you got another bag that you just stash until it's where they're going to pick you up, or you carry it along. Obviously, there's static lines, so you got a bunch of cordage. You can use the chute if you have to for a shelter. So there's a lot of times we'll pack it back up in our bag and carry it with us.
Makes sense. There's a lot of material there.
It's a very expensive thing, chutes, believe it or not.
Get better soon, Melinda. I hope you feel better.
Melinda, yeah, I hope you feel better, hon. I don't even like having allergies, let alone being really, really sick. So feel better soon, hon.
Yeah, thanks, Gil, for the compliment. I do like some of my backgrounds are getting pretty
neat.
I like that background. That's sweet. That's nice.
This all started because
the chimp.
Chimp's got another one. This all started because my partner that we do our Saturday live stream with was always, they're sending me emails saying, man, Merle has this beautiful house. I love the way his house looks, and the floor is so shiny and everything like that. I used to crack up laugh every time I heard it, because he's got the same as I got. So then I said, one day.
High five, buddy.
Hey, Dojo.
Hey, Dojo.
What's going on, Dojo?
There's someone's cat
Dojo.
meowing.
My cat, always.
Okay,
Share
Merry
this out,
Christmas,
guys.
Cat.
Share this out. Hit the like button. Make sure that you're also putting like those in the panel. Make sure that you're throwing in something every now and then in the chat so people can check you out. 'Cause, everybody here has got some pretty cool channels. So
All right, guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump off because I got some work to do before this evening. So I just wanted to come up, Gil, and say hi and see how everybody was doing. And
you're always welcome, my friend. I appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up, sir, and season's greeting to you.
great meeting you too.
Season
Take care on Homestead.
Bye, Gemma.
Bye.
See you later.
He's one cool dude. I like him. So did
y'all
y'all
very cool activities?
Yeah, indeed. So did y'all get the chance to watch the most recent Skillz video with the choir, select choir?
No, but it's on my to-do list.
Yes, I did.
Sam,
I loved it. I need to comment on it. I did watch it twice, actually.
Did you do a singing video? And did I miss it?
I didn't do a singing video, but they are coming.
No spoilers. No spoilers. No spoilers. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to.
Well, I will lay out the foundation for you.
Okay.
It is my daughter's. It's the Dover Foxcroft Academy select choir, and my daughter is in the select choir, and she sings the song, or they sing the song "Married Did You Know," and she gets. It was several of them get their own solo, but she gets her own solo, and she was the last one to get the solo, and she nailed it.
Oh, yay!
She nailed it, and I thought it was worthy of putting up there.
What, you did it like an a cappella group?
Hey, Noble Girl Warrior, thumbs up, high five.
Yeah, kinda. I mean, I'll let you be your own judge there, but
Okay.
they did a good job. I mean, they're teenage kids, so of course, they missed a couple of keys here and there. But, and I'm not just saying this because I'm her dad. I'm saying this because when she got up there, she saved the show. Let's just save that.
That's awesome.
And to all those in chat, this is on Skillz other channel.
Yeah, Skillz
Right,
Live.
not
Actually,
this
that
one,
reminds me. Thank you very much, Gaffer. I need to share Skillz other channel out. I'll do that now. I've also got my phone.
I could probably play it.
I'm going to share your other channel link out, brother. Gaffer's just reminding me.
Thank you for that. Noble Girl Warrior, it's great to see you, hon. How you been?
I've just shared the link to that particular video he's talking about, so folks go check it out, please. Because
please do, yeah, check it out. I mean, I'll play it. I'm gonna play it here, but definitely check it out because the comments. I'm trying to build her confidence. If you could leave a comment, letting her know what you think, because she's gonna read the comments. I'm gonna have her read the comments.
Hey, Bill.
It's important, especially at the age when you're first starting out. If you want to be a singer or a musician or something like that, to hear the positive feedback from people, because there's a lot of insecurities that come with it.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. You just nailed it right there.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, if she needs as much positive feedback as possible, and I mean, that's awesome. I'm so happy for her.
All right. I'm setting it up now, guys. Give me just a moment. Just so you can, it's not very long either. It's like 2.5, 3 minutes tops, but no, man, I'm broken. It's great to see you, buddy. How you been?
It's good to see you, Bill.
All right, let's see if I can do this. We're going to share the audio.
I will say one thing, Gil.
Yeah.
Get yourself a gimbal.
Oh gosh, yes, yeah. I wasn't really anticipating recording it.
No. Just anyway, get yourself a gimbal, because you never know when you're going to really want to get. Oh damn! I'll take the gimbal for this on the off chance.
Yep, you're absolutely correct on that. All right, let's see if I can share this. I'm going to make it.
I wouldn't recommend it. Everyone get a gimbal, but if you're going to be like Skillz having videos constantly on YouTube, a gimbal is a must.
All right, guys, let me know if you can actually hear this. Okay, when it starts.
Okay.
And there we go.
Yep, it's fine.
Oh, there she is.
Maybe did you know that your baby boy one day walk on water? Maybe did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you deliver will soon deliver you. Did you know that your baby boy gives sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy calmed the storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? When you kiss your little baby, you kiss the face of God. Mary, did you know?
She was actually pretty good too.
The blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of the Lamb. Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will one day rule the nation? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? That sleeping child you're holding is the great I am.
Oh, that was beautiful.
You're okay. Just to clarify, Bob, your daughter was the one that came from the left every time when she needed to sing.
Yes.
Yes.
She did good.
She did. She was the best one.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
thought,
I'm-
of course,
I'm-
my opinion's a little biased.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I happen to agree. The one that kept coming up from the back, the larger girl, she's belting it out a bit too much for my liking.
Yeah.
She has a good voice, but she took it a little bit out of her own range at the very end, and she broke a little.
Yeah.
You know, and you know,
Yeah.
you figure it
So,
out.
I mean,
What do they call that, Faith? Like there's a vocal range.
It's called show
She went off
chasing.
me a little, and she just, it happens. She'll learn.
Yeah.
They're young, they're being coached, and it happens. But she did pretty good in the beginning. Yeah, it sounded really good. You can tell she's got a good
Sorry,
voice.
but I agree. I just think she was trying a little too hard to impress people, and she pushed it a bit too far.
Yep.
Katie said she was extremely nervous when she was doing it.
No, I've no doubt all of them up there were as nervous as all hell, because that's a hard thing to do, to sit up in front of a group of people you hardly know and produce yourself a talent and expect everybody not to judge it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that one person a little bit too hard, a little bit too enthusiastic with her, and she didn't do as well as she would have liked to. But your daughter absolutely nailed it, mate. Absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, she did.
I've now just had a merrier Christmas because of that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Well, that was the idea, is to make it a little bit more festive.
And anybody who doesn't give that video a thumbs up, I'm coming around to sort you out, all right?
Yeah, leave a comment. Let her know how good she
Please.
Yeah, I definitely will be going to watch it again.
It's a big deal.
I figured I'd give it a day or so and then show her all the comments, because it means a lot to her, and it is a passion of hers. I want to feed that.
Yeah, she needs to keep going.
The video call-in show is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. And I think
Hey, video calling show. Hey, Jim.
There's room for one more up here. So let me throw out that link.
Hey, Diving with Purpose. How you doing?
Jim, come up, even if it's only for the moment.
Yeah, why not?
I don't get to get on your show very often, so
I don't even know if it's day or night anymore. Isn't that terrible?
Well, I'll let you know, mate. It's very bloody early in the morning here, right?
It's good because I think me and Gaffa are in the same, like we're synced that way. Yes, it's almost 2 p.m. here, but I feel like it's like 5 a.m.
It's definitely it's 5:20 in the morning at the moment. So, but because of the situation I'm in, I'm not sleeping as well at night as I'd like.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
No, mate. Look, it just gives me an opportunity to catch on people up on people I haven't seen on YouTube. So I take it as a positive.
Are you taking any medications to try to dull?
Yeah, just basically, over-the-counter painkillers, and the doctors put me on anti-inflammatories to try and keep the swelling down. But
yeah.
It wasn't as bad.
Dojo's got a question.
Oh, Dojo's got a question?
Yeah.
Damn links. Hold on. They have stopped. Hold on.
I do think that YouTube are trying to reduce the amount of live streaming you can do from mobiles because of that situation they had in New Zealand last year.
Well, I think a part of it too is they're starting to crack down on people from leaving YouTube, like from watching a YouTube video or stream or whatever, and clicking on a link and going elsewhere.
Yeah,
even if it's a link to another YouTube video, they're just not being discriminate with that.
Yeah, I also think that it's this new FDA rules that are coming, and they're trying to find a way to stop
FTC.
FTC.
No, we knew what you meant.
Trying to stop children from linking to videos and live streams and everything else that they shouldn't be in according to those rules, and that might be some of the situation. I think it's really at the moment it's hit and miss on how they're trying to do it, and that's why some links work, some links don't. They still haven't got it down pat the way they want it.
Can I explain?
Sure.
Today's children. I'm talking about the children from ages from 5 and up are going to literally know how to usurp a lot of this stuff because they know the computers today. And just imagine within a few years what kind of computers or what kind of stuff will come out in the years to come.
Yeah, you're right. But that's the whole idea of what YouTube's responsibility, search engine responsibility, anybody who puts out content where children are a lot more able to get to than the adults, is you've got to have restrictions, educate the adults a little bit more, and control what goes on. I'm
going to say this. It doesn't really matter. Because the kids will literally figure out how to usurp a lot of these blockages and stuff like that. It's not going to work.
I'm sorry,
Dojo. The same token, the children who are these days learning how to get bypass it are going to be the kids who are going to learn how to stop it from happening in the future. It's a progressive thing. It's always going to be the fact that they're upgrading.
Goffer, you're absolutely right. And they're still trying to figure out the logistics of
computer
in general to try to. Can you imagine what? I mean, it's going to be a lot more policed. The internet in general, let alone 10 years from now.
Yeah,
they're trying to figure it all out.
Dojo said he was going to join you on the panel, but he can't.
Before we continue, this gentleman needs an epic introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, let's welcome Jim from the Video Call-In Show.
Yay!
Oh no! Where did he come from?
Oh, I am so not worthy of that introduction, Bob.
Hey,
Thank you,
Jim.
my
Hey,
friend.
Jim.
How you guys doing?
I'm
Hey,
doing
Jim.
okay.
How are you?
Hey, Chasma.
Great
See,
to see you, my
Hello,
friend.
okay.
Heaven's Gates Cherry
All right,
Farm.
hold on, guys, hold on. The way everything's been set up is that the kids today will know more about computers than any generation that I grew up with, the kind of computers I grew up with. I mean, there are computers that are yet coming out that are going to literally surprise a lot of people.
I don't think anybody's arguing that point, Raven, at all.
Mhm.
I mean, you're absolutely right. But what Goff is trying to say is that the effort still needs to be there to try to protect them from certain things. And like I said, the system, YouTube, everybody, the
Mhm.
FTC even is still trying to figure out exactly how to do that without infringing on the rights of creators and others. So it's
Yeah,
It's not only that. The issue being is this is a worldwide platform, and values and attitudes to certain things vary so much across the world. So you can't make the issue being is you can't enforce the Americans' values and
right.
ideals on places like Iraq and China and things like that. And you've got to be able to bounce those kind of things between each other, and that's a very, very difficult thing for
Mhm.
people like YouTube and Google and Twitter and all those to actually have to work with. But on the same token, there is that primary goal of making sure that they don't introduce to the world things that should not be introduced to general population, and that is kids are number one thing you have to keep an eye on.
yeah.
General family values that everybody, the general population, which is something like 65% Western world based, have
Mhm.
always got to be there because they're the ones that are going to influence. And it's the Western world that are really pushing for improvements in internet, growth in internet, changes of what we can do and can't do for entertainment. We're moving away from the commercial television into the internet type television. So these things are always got to be constantly going, constantly added to, constantly changing. And I'm sorry, we're going to see the hiccups. We are the
Yeah.
development generation. We're not going to get that
Yeah.
option.
There's going to be some awkward times, that's for darn sure. Jim, do you have any thoughts on the subject?
Jim.
No, Jim doesn't have any thoughts. That's
Oh,
unusual.
I don't
I don't
think you
think he
heard.
can hear us. Can you hear us, Jim?
I couldn't there for a minute. I lost audio, so I had to go in and make some adjustments.
Gotcha. Do
But I
you
think I'm good now.
any thoughts on the subject of, or do you need to be refreshed on the subject?
I caught a bit of what was being said, and yeah, I tend to be perhaps a bit over opinionated on this subject.
We welcome it.
I understand wanting to protect kids. If we're going to be talking about COPPA, that makes perfect sense. I don't think they went about it the right way,
I agree.
given that YouTube literally was talking out of both sides of the faces, right? They were saying that one, you had to be 13 to use the platform. Two, oh hey, look, advertisers, we have some of the greatest kids content known to man. They weren't talking about YouTube Kids. I think that was a huge misstep, and why we're in this predicament in the first place. As it relates to the new harassment policy, I am so I'm literally angry about it because what they've done is they've broadened the definition of harassment to include just about anything they want to subjectively determine as harassment, and already people are dropping off the map. I mean, they're killing channels that are just what I would consider having good-natured fun, and that's
So do you
the
think?
danger.
So do you
Yeah.
think? I got to stop you right there and ask. I mean, do you think that they're making with these new policies, they're making it easier for bullies to say report a channel, and YouTube's going to be quicker on the trigger to shoot from the hip mentality of just knocking out their channels, shoot first, ask questions later?
Yes, absolutely. And of course, they don't ask questions. We all know what the form letters from YouTube are. They're just like, we determined that this is bad, but we're not going to tell you why or when or how to fix it.
Well, I'll tell you this. I've seen a lot of channels that I've subscribed, and almost 2 or 3 of them that I had subscribed before were gone. you get this little red line saying, "Oh, this channel is no longer available or does not exist because of it violates content of the YouTube content."
Hola.
Hey, you did good on your song, young lady.
No. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
your
but that
song was
was
amazing.
yeah. That's not enough. You did
Thanks.
excellent on your song. Okay, you didn't just do good.
Thank
You
you.
She
nailed
did
it,
great,
and
not
you
excellent,
nailed it.
great.
And you should tell your teacher next time you want a single solo, everyone else has to shut up.
Yep.
I came in at the perfect time too because I got to see it.
I just thought you'd enjoy that, and there's tons of people that have left comments too. So
I'll give you my
Be
comment.
proud.
I'll tell you how
See,
you did and stuff. I'll watch that video too.
Hello,
So-
Andrew, Eric.
See the
And
problem. The
you're
problem.
great to see
Problem I
you.
have with the way YouTube is handling this. It's too much knee-jerk
Hello,
reaction
Desiree.
to situations that they're not even considering maybe a possibility. And instead of just going, oh, we've got a situation here, let's concentrate on seeing whether or not we can develop a way to stop that situation happening again. They've basically gone through and said, that looks like that might do it, that might do it, that might do it, or that's close, let's get rid of that one. And they're just starting to wipe people out without even considering whether or not what they're doing is right. And as Jim said, it's allowing bullies to point the finger and YouTube going, yep, that's right, we agree with you, without considering whether or not that complaint has
Merit.
any merit. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to downgrade anything by saying this, but it was like a little bit like rape in the 50s. People were just using the word and saying the word and getting to the stage where people were getting into trouble because, oh, hold on, because people were starting to take that point seriously, which is fair enough. You should take that seriously, but there should be some kind of process to prove that the complaint had merit in the first place before you do the reaction, instead of just all of a sudden cutting them off, totally wiping out, and then not giving them the opportunity to voice
defend
themselves or
themselves.
in any way whatsoever. And that's one of the problems I'm having with YouTube in general. But then on the same token, if you look at some of the laws that are happening in America and Canada, they're doing exactly the same thing in the government's systems and in introducing laws. Some of the laws are just ridiculous. Covering so much variety of what could be the answer to a very, very basic thing, and bullying being the main thing, that they're really making it so hard just to be a general citizen in a free population.
I can agree. It's just that a lot of people don't quite understand it. There's a lot of people that are coming on YouTube, and it's mostly these SJWs people, and they're literally attacking all these channels that that you may think it's fun, but others would think it's offensive or racist or all the thing. I mean, heck, and I've seen channels come and go on their own. Sometimes they couldn't take the heat from other people, so they leave and they go to other venues. And it's hard to have a venue like this, like YouTube, where everybody's trying to get monetized or be able to get a good amount of subscribers too.
Let's take the monetization bit out of it. That in my books, that's a bonus for anybody who does really good content. That's just the bonus on top of what you do. Most people who have good channels and come on regularly and get a subscription base and build up their channel are doing it mainly for the entertainment that they're giving and for the fun that they're getting from it. The monetization is just something they were getting on the edge. The problem I'm having here is YouTube fell on their sword, basically going, we just let any advertiser go on any channel and advertise any of their product without considering whether or not that advertisement was within the views of that channel. So you were getting some kids type ads that should never have been put on some people's videos, and of course your parents are going to complain. How dare I have my kid watch that, and all of a sudden this kind of ad comes up that should not have even been seen by a kid? And that's more YouTube's error than it is the creators' error. But it's the creators that are getting blamed for it, and the creators are getting punished accordingly.
Yeah. Well, see,
it is YouTube has a history, and I wish they'd come up with a team that would be able to take a more proactive and progressive approach to these sort of things. But YouTube always seems to take the shoot from the hip mentality when these issues come up, and it always seems to penalize the creators first, and then they draw back afterwards and kind of refine.
I think one of the biggest problems, and this is my opinion, folks, one of the biggest problems that's happening in YouTube is they have a team of technicians who now have to make moral decisions. And those people were never screened to see whether or not they were a broad range of moral people with a lot of open views that would allow a lot of different things. And they've seemed to me to have built an SJW type team that have basically said, well, we don't agree with that, and we don't agree with that, and based on our idea, that's not good enough, and that's not good enough. And they're heading it all in one direction, which makes it very, very hard, because YouTube is a worldwide platform, and you can't have one faction of society dictating to the rest of the world exactly how everybody should be doing what they do.
I agree with that. It's just right now. It's just the way it's going to be. It's changing the internet, and a lot of people are getting like upset with the internet as well, because like a lot of content that's also on the internet. Or sometimes adult content, but kids can still like get around it and literally be able to look at stuff like that too.
I think Jim has something to say at the tip of his tongue.
Well, I don't know if I actually did, but I do have something to say about that. I mean, I happen to be a free speech absolutist, right? As long as it doesn't incite violence or literally cause harm, I'm good with it. And I think this all stems to a failure in parenting, if you want my honest opinion. So there are plenty of tools to keep kids from seeing what they shouldn't see. I mean, there have been tools out there for 20 years to keep kids from seeing what they shouldn't be seeing on the web. Parents are lazy.
I'm sorry, Jim. I'm going to have to stop you on that.
Sure.
I'm going to take the SJW stance on this. How dare you blame parents for their bad kids? How dare you put the blame on parents? This is all YouTube's and Google's and the internet's fault. We should not be blamed. Parents are wonderful, 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 wonderful people, and they have lovely, lovely, well-behaved kids. It's the influence of the internet that's good.
Meanwhile, back in reality. What's that, Bob?
I said, the internet is pure truth. I just thought I'd add that.
Well, everything is. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the internet.
I was going to say, I must admit, I agree with Jim partly because it's the way that some parents raise their children and the way they behave on the internet. Some children that I've seen on here behave so out of line, and they'll say some awful things to people, and you think, would you say that to your own parents? Would you go in front of their face and tell them the F word or stuff like that? No, you wouldn't. So why would you go onto YouTube and tell a person things that you wouldn't even say to your own parents? It's just wrong. I have to agree with Jim on that aspect.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me say something.
Well, Sam wants to say something real quick, Raven. She's been quiet for a while.
It's okay. I was just gonna say I've heard kids be pretty disrespectful to their parents too. It's getting they're out of control these days. Period.
Well, okay. There's a YouTuber that has what I forgot, but she's been attacked so many times because of her disability. And for look, I can't think of her name, but she literally have tics, and she would say things, and she would say things that normally people don't quite would say. Oh, how could you let that person say something like that? Or beyond the internet.
Don't get me wrong. I understand what you're saying. The internet can be a very, very nasty place to be. But the one thing I like about YouTube, and the reason why I have not left YouTube, because of all this stuff that's been going on, I'm really, really had enough of some of the stuff that's been happening. The one thing I like about YouTube is communities are being developed on YouTube.
Yeah.
agreeing there are some communities that should be tried to be disbanded because they are the communities that are going around and bullying people and
see,
doing all the issue there is.
Drama
But
community.
in general, each little live stream that I've seen has a community of people built around them. And usually when a person is being bullied on their live stream or on their channel, there is a community that will go and address that issue straight up and straight off. If there's no one there supporting that person in that way, then I question whether or not there's actually a reason for it.
There isn't enough support.
Hold on, Gemma. Hold on. But this person has tics. Do you know what disability that? You know what that does to a person? That
we understand. We as people understand exactly what she's got and what she's going through. We're not questioning whether or not she has that ability. I'm just saying, why is her community not banding around her and getting rid of those people that are harassing the crap out of her? You have the option to ban, remove, and ignore people who do not do what you want in your community.
Well,
Gaffa's saying sometimes you got to take the bull by the horn.
What I'm saying is that it's because of these people that are literally saying that she's saying offensive things, but she does not understand. She has that disability where she doesn't understand what she's saying at times.
You're right, and I understand that at not even knowing the person, and I would be the first person to defend that person straight up. Sorry, but you can't hold that against her because she has this condition, and she may actually something that offends you. Don't go visit her channel if it offends you, and I don't want to listen to your stuff that you're putting out because you're getting offended by something you don't understand.
Yeah,
and that's where we are as a society. If we're not doing that to people who are complaining unnecessarily about somebody they have no understanding about, then maybe we should stop and think about whether or not we're just being bullies.
Yep.
That's true.
Yeah, it's about understanding the person. Like people know, when I've done streams in the past, I get trolled a lot. I have a lot of people call me some really disgusting, vile stuff. I've been called brain damaged and other stuff, and people misunderstand me. I get that, and I try and do my best to make myself more clear with things that I say on here and things. But in the same aspect, I shouldn't have to constantly watch my back all the time just because people are going to misunderstand me.
You got to admit, though, Gemma, you have a community that is watching your back anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying
you have friends who will make sure that those people know very well what they're saying is inappropriate, how they're treating you is inappropriate, and when possible, ban them, block them, push them away, and stop them from doing that, because that kind of negativity is just not part of what we want on YouTube.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. That's what I'm trying to say. People just need to realise that there is certain ways that it does affect people more than others. And people like me, I get really, really hit by it. And when people go, just let it go, don't worry about it, that we'll block them, ban or whatever. Sometimes it's not that obvious, because when it hits you so hard and you get hit with it so often, it kind of makes me doubt things about myself. I'm like, well, I'm trying to get such a good message out, and at the same time I'm getting bombarded constant. And it's just like, what do I do? Because I don't know what else to do.
And that's why I like Jim's show. Jim does open the opportunity for people who want to have a say, who want to view their thoughts. And the good thing about it is he does control the bullying and the negative aspect of that discussion so that it's not directed. But it's still an open discussion, which makes it very, very good. The issue I'm trying to say, though, is if the community is as good as they want, when you are having a bad problem in your community and you're finding that you're not handling the trolls and the negativity, your community should be the people you talk to help you through that feelings and help with that. And as I said, Gemma, you damn well have a good community behind you. And I do. Admit, you've got some very, very good friends who are always supporting you. And I'm telling you, you're still on YouTube because of that community. They're the ones that make you want to get on each day and talk to everybody.
Of course. Yeah.
I will back up Gemma 100% because I have a disability as what she also has. I do get offended. Some people picking on Gemma and people with any disability. I don't like.
I don't have a disability that I would class as something everybody needs to know about, but I would back up Gemma 100% in the way she feels about some of the things. Because I love the girl. She's absolutely brilliant. She's always funny. She's always interactive.
Yeah, she's a wonderful lady.
I do want to say one thing toward the the FTC, COPPA, the new policies in general and whatnot. The one behavior that I kind of I really don't like the most when it comes to YouTube is the fact that they seem to be very, very vague also in their responses. When this whole COPPA thing, FTC thing went down, basically they told in no uncertain terms that your content is for kids under 13 or it's for adults one way or another. And if you don't know if your channel is that way or not, consult your lawyer. Now that kind of talk right there is going to make many people with potentially fantastic channels that are just starting out to disappear. They're like, no, I don't want to risk getting fined $42,000. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. There's better things to do in life. That's what I hate the most, is that potential greatness disappearing because of that vagueness.
Can I just point out two things? Hi to all the people who've come in since we've started talking. We seem to be ignoring it. We're not. You're there. How you going? Thanks for joining us. Second of all, you've got to remember, take YouTube's position as your position if you were running YouTube and you got told that by the FTA, all of a sudden this is the new rule and you're trying to interpret it. But you've got to put something out there. You've got to let all the people who make content know that you're trying to do something positive about it. FTA have heard that you try to do something about it, and you don't understand anything that they've just put out. What do? You put out the most vaguest.
Yeah, I mean, I know YouTube is not. They're not legal counsel. I get that, and I also
need to be. They need to have the legal.
Take care, Mojo Boy.
And those announcements.
Take care.
Yeah. Well, it boils down to tact. It boils down to tact. They explain things to their creators.
Yeah, but it takes time to explain it without legally getting themselves in the shit.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, Gil.
You've got to take time, but they do have to progressively add that new thing.
I was saying, Gil, your camera is like pixelating.
Out, mate.
Pixelating?
Yeah, your picture's a bit blurry.
Jim, you seem like you'd like to say something, but we can pass on what you want to say.
I just thought I'd show you my Minecraft version of myself.
That's what I thought you were doing when you were readjusting earlier, Bob.
No, I just raised up I have an adjustable height desk and I needed to stand up. I was getting a little fidgety.
Oh, I hear you.
Better?
No.
Not yet.
Crap. Okay.
The interwebs. The one thing, Gemma, you were bothered by a lot of these, and I totally get that. The one thing that we have to remember is that the internet is real life only amplified, right? Because now it gives people the opportunity to say what's on their mind anonymously or virtually anonymously, and that's a horrible thing. But it's to me, and again, this is coming from someone who doesn't suffer from what you do. What I try to do is I try to realize that and think, well, these are just bad people or people with bad ideas, and I can dismiss them outright just based on that, knowing what I know, knowing what good is said about you as well, or anybody else. This goes across every one of us sort of creators who put our face out there. Yeah, and rely on like Gaffa was saying, rely on your community to take care of those folks. And just it's water off a duck's back as far as that's concerned. I know that's real easy to say, and I don't mean to belittle it, but it is kind of the attitude. It's kind of that attitude you have to take. It's like, this is not who I am. No matter what they say about me, forget that person, right?
Yeah.
And taking that one step further, that's the way I see this. Rather than those vague restrictions or parameters that the government and YouTube have been putting out. Which just frustrate me to no end. I think we all have to. I had this thought in my brain, and I was ready to throw it out there, but it's one of those where we've got to conduct ourselves as though those restrictions don't really matter, because we're all free people. And we all have, we're all able to express our opinion the way we see fit to express it. It's what I've been trying to do since I've started this, and in my real life, that's always been the case. and I don't worry about it unless I am crossing a line, which I don't think I ever do, right? So, what to Bob's point though, there's so many good creators that are just going to fall off the map because they're unsure, they're riding the fence, even though their content is very creative and worthy of view. But it does more harm than good.
Jim is the boss now.
What's that? Oh. Jim's in control.
Oh, his internet's. That's right.
I get what you're saying, Jim. I think I've learned to control it a lot better than what I used to. And like Gaffer has said to me that I'm really lucky. My community mostly does take care of a lot of my trolling issues, but it's when I'm trying to control my panel and then all of a sudden I get trolls that come out of nowhere and they try and attack my friends. That's when I get upset because I feel like it's my responsibility for when they get attacked. It's not fair. They don't deserve it. So people like you, Gil, Sam, Gaffer, anybody who comes into my chat and then they go at you and then it's like boom, 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 boom. Like, it makes me feel awful because it's like, oh no, I'm trying to control it. And
well, you shouldn't though.
The issue with the community is they're your friends and they will handle it as you would handle it because they're of the same thought and the same ideas. That's what most communities are like. So I wouldn't concern yourself too much about blaming yourself for trolls because trolls are trolls. They're going to
I just feel bad when they go for you guys. That's all.
Yeah, no, that's fine, but I think we can handle it. The community is strong enough and intelligent enough to be able to go, it's a troll. Let's just deal with trolls as we like to deal with trolls, and it's over and done with. But if you're going to dwell yourself on how it's your channel and your fault and everything else, then you're really going to have problems with it at night, and you shouldn't. It's not your fault. You can't blame your world. You can't blame yourself because the guy down the road decided to rob somebody that you know. It's not your fault.
No,
it's exactly the same attitude you've got to have in life. You can't take it personally that there are people out there that do bad things.
Yeah, absolutely. I get that.
Yep. Yeah, it's okay to feel bad about it because, it is your community and you hate to see some poison come into the mix. But you certainly can't be responsible for other people's actions. And those people are quickly dismissed. I know in my community, I've had some really, really good people take care of those sort of trolls. In fact, they even give me heads up as they pop in without, noticing because they'll check them out. I mean, it's so invaluable to have that sort of community. And I can't say how much I appreciate those folks.
Yes, well, Ross, that's true. People are now dismissing their channel as kids to try and take the limelight off them when it comes to being inspected and sussed out and judged for their content. But the problem is you can say that as much as you like, but if you're going to get judged, you're going to get judged. And if they're going to judge that your channel is for kids and that shouldn't be allowed to, they're going to do that. And there's nothing you can do to stop that by just putting up a disclaimer. The bottom line is, and I've said it to my friends in the railroad community, you're either going to have kids come in and watch your trains run, or you're not going to have kids come in and watch your train run. There's nothing you can do about that. And if you want to have videos where you're running trains, then you have a channel where you have videos running trains. And that way the kids can go and watch the trains. You have no problems with being offending the kids. If you don't want ads on there that kids can do, well, I'm sorry, there's nothing you can do about it. You don't get to choose what ads go on your channels and what doesn't go on your channel. So the answer to the problem is, instead of going, I'm just going to stop kids from seeing my channel, you can't. Kids are going to find it. Kids are going to watch it. So you make your channel either adult content only or not adult content only. And that's the only way.
Like family friendly and stuff like that.
Yeah, you make sure that the videos you put up there are something you would let your kids see. And if they're not, then put it on a totally different channel that is absolutely clearly something that your kids are not going to watch.
Good afternoon, Steinos.
It's not interesting enough.
Hey, Sty.
Welcome, Sty. How you doing, buddy?
I mean, for years and years and years since I've been on the internet a long time, we have had parental controls, and they have been called parental controls, where the parent goes into the computer and says this kind of content and this kind of content and this kind of content is not allowed to be seen by my kid. The problem we're having is the parents then forget about checking on them. I'm sorry, parental control in computers and on YouTube and all that only works if you police it and keep control of it and know what your kids are watching and not watching and trying to watch and not watch. They go to school every
He's
day.
right.
They talk to their friends who get away with doing this and doing that. We all did it when we were kids. Oh, Mum and Dad won't allow us to do this. They'll kill me. But hey, did you know we could do this? We all do it. It's called testing and learning and developing and growing throughout your life. Your job as a parent, and I'm telling everybody out there, I don't give a shit what YouTube says. Your job as a parent is to check, maintain checking, and make sure you know exactly what your kids are doing on the computers in your house, what channels they're watching, what they're going into, and that they know that that is not appropriate stuff for them to watch at their age. I've
I
got a
think it's a
5-year-old.
dangerous
I'm going through
proposition
this right
to
now.
allow a child to be on your adult channel or your adult,
Account.
your login, which too many parents do nowadays just out of, convenience. And the fact
but on
that
the same token, what Raven says is kids are so far advanced. You're not keeping up with your kids. I don't give a shit how good you think
that's
you are with
true.
a computer. Kids are developing. They're playing games. Well, you put them on PlayStation. They're fine. They're on PlayStation. What are they going to do? They're on the internet as well. They're learning things. They're on all these internet interconnecting websites and servers and everything. They're talking. They're
And
learning
devices
stuff.
like this.
Yeah.
But
It's,
if you ain't
it's the
keeping an eye on
schoolyard of
them,
today.
Yeah,
if you ain't keeping an eye on them, you ain't learning what your kids are getting up to, and you don't know what they're doing. And unfortunately,
I'm gonna say that
it's not a schoolyard of
he is
today.
right.
It's the schoolyard we had when we were kids, and the problem is when we were kids, there were pedophiles outside that schoolyard.
Yep.
And we've got the same problem on the internet now.
Yeah.
We have bad people outside the schoolyard able to get in because those fences ain't big enough. And if you ain't controlling it, it is your fault. They're your kids, for Christ's sake. They're the ones that need to be brought up by your values, not by the values of the internet.
Absolutely true. What were you trying to say, Raven?
I was saying
That's better.
not only he's right, but a lot of people don't understand that when these things started coming out, as well as computers, the computer started first. And then a lot of people have these like, okay, so convenient to carry around. I can go wherever I want to go.
It's mobile phones.
Log on anywhere anywhere in the country I can do.
I'll be right back, guys. I got to try to fix this internet connection.
That's okay.
Okay, General will run things while you're gone, Bob.
Huh?
Gemma will run things while you're gone.
Yes, Gemma. I trust you all will do that.
Gemma knows what you're doing.
She falls right into your spot there. There you go.
I'm sorry. Gemma takes no guff from nobody, right?
No, I don't. I will protect Gil's channel. They're pretty good people in here anyway, so I just keep an eye on the chat on my phone.
No, but
so I can
stick everyone.
read it.
I'll go there.
Oh, who's back?
Yeah, he just checking to make sure because he was fine now when he was.
I think it's just we need to just be careful what we do, I guess.
I found really threw a spanner in the works when it came to the progression of the internet. As soon as they gave the option for everybody to have the internet, there was no restrictions, no laws, no rules, no idea of how to keep up with that, and it just swept across the world. Everybody was able to get on the internet at any time for any reason, and there was nothing to stop them.
Yeah.
And the problem is we still haven't caught up. We're still chasing our tails trying to understand what the hell's going on, and we are not doing a very good job at it as parents.
Yep.
That's true. The internet is not a babysitter. Remember when television turned into the babysitter? The internet is not a babysitter. This goes out to all parents. It's not a babysitter. Without proper restrictions in there, you're opening up your kids to all kinds of problems.
When you're in my generation, you're kind of growing up, and you tend to watch TV, and parents will just leave you to watch your TV programs. You think that TV is a babysitter, but a lot of people have been influenced through the television as well. But nowadays, it's how everything is going to be on the internet. It's going to be like a lot of community.
TV was a damn good babysitter than what the internet ever will be.
Oh, that's true.
You had one channel, and the kids could watch that one channel, and you took the remote away from them. They couldn't change that one channel. Here's the problem. You're giving the kids a mouse, a keyboard, and a video. And
or
they can
a
go
device
wherever
like
they
this.
want, whenever they want, and they ain't
A
gonna.
device
My
like
daughter
this.
does it all the time. I give her a tablet that's connected to the internet. Here, sweetheart, here's this game. Don't play any other game. If I don't go and check her in 5 minutes, she's somewhere else. Their mind goes, oh, what would happen if I press this button? Oh, look, that came. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, yeah. And they're, where are you? Oh, I don't know. I've got somewhere and I don't know how to close it all down and I'm in trouble. Yeah.
Oh man.
Well,
Sign of the times.
there are kids that also would follow their parents' rules too, but it's so small. But the majority of the kids today, I mean, if you take a kid like say your granddaughter, or somebody is maybe like 5, 10 years old, and you put them right in front of a computer, and they will literally surprise you.
But I liken it to this. I love my kid exploring, learning, extending her abilities, stretching her brain, and the internet's a brilliant place for her to do that. But
Yeah,
I wouldn't let my kid run around on top of the roof without a tether, because she's going to stand on the edge and go, I wonder what would happen if I just leaned over too far, and then she slips, and then whose fault is it? Is it her fault? Is it the roof's fault? Is it the guy next door who owns the house that was watching her fall off? No, it's not. It's my fault as being a bad parent. And it's the same with the internet. I love the idea of introducing my child to the internet step by step, bit by bit, in the control that I wish to. She's going to get it at school. I want her to understand what's going on. I'm a computer tech. I should be able to control my kids' access to the internet almost as good
Bye,
as she can sit
Wabash
awake.
Outdoors.
I'm a parent. I'm sorry, that's my role. And if my daughter turns out to be a drug addict, prostitute, sitting in jail for 10 years, that's my fault.
I would also say that
and bring her up properly.
For those of us, older folks, if you're not computer literate, there are plenty of people that you probably know that could help you do some of the things we're talking about to help protect your kids, right? So always look for that help, especially if you're worried about where they're going on the babysitter you've sat in front of them. So
yeah, but the bottom line is babysit the babysitter.
Bob, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So babysit the babysitter. Okay. Don't trust that the babysitter is going to do exactly what you want it to do. Make sure that.
But there's no one.
You know exactly where the child is.
Person or entity to point the finger to. Really, I mean, if we really think about this and bring it down to brass tacks, I mean, YouTube could have handled it better. The parents could have handled it better. You know, we all have to kind of work together as partners. You know, to do it correctly. And that, I mean, it's unfortunately it's not a black and white answer, but
the government could have handled it better as well.
Yeah,
I'll throw in there. Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Slapping a fine on a company, over a COPPA rule that's like what 20 some odd years old that needs to be revised.
I know, I agree.
It's a
knee-jerk
I mean, I'm not saying
reaction,
YouTube wasn't in the wrong. Don't get me wrong, but still.
No, but it is a knee-jerk reaction to a situation, and a bad knee-jerk reaction. It wasn't just a little bit. Oh, let's. They went from one end to the other, and then all of a sudden, everything in between just got wiped out. And it's. They need to bring it back, and they need to bring it back slowly to the stage where it needs to be. But unfortunately, I'm sorry, society has never been able to keep up with the technology's growth. We have developed in internet and technology and advancements, and the rules and the attitude and the whole idea of society doesn't even know what to do with it. We're still ringing on dial telephones, most of us, in our mind. This idea of having something carrying around in our pocket that we can access everything is that's kids get used to that. I don't know about
some
you,
of us still have
Jim, but
phones like this at home.
I don't know about you, Jim, but I'm still gobsmacked by the fact that I can answer any question I want while I'm driving down the road or sitting in a bus or standing on the side of the road, whereas before I'd have to go, damn, I'm going to have to think about it when I get home, or I need to check the answering machine.
Yeah, I don't know about gobsmacked, but I do often think it's like, how did we do this before? Because I obviously grew up well before the internet. It's like, wow, we had to jump through so many hoops to be informed, and nowadays it's at our fingertips. I think it's remarkable. But I often think, wow, it wasn't as hard as it would seem, not growing up in the age of information.
Yeah. I don't get me wrong. I couldn't go back.
No.
It's like
I
the
wouldn't.
day I got 2 monitors. I can't do 1 monitor anymore.
No, I just upgraded to 3.
Yeah, mate,
I'm staring at 4 as we speak.
I'll tell you this. I seen people with 18 monitors, and there's hardly anything to figure out which monitor to watch at the time. It's like
Yeah,
you look at one monitor, you're looking at another monitor.
I got 3 other hobbies that need to sit on this desk. I don't think I want to put another monitor in.
My goal is a wall of monitors in front of me.
Yes, it'll be nice someday when they come out with that technology where they can roll out LED screens like wallpaper.
Yeah,
and you have the entire wall.
They actually do have it. They actually do have it.
You know all those neon screens you see up on the big buildings that show very, very detailed. They are just LED bits and pieces this big that you buy, assemble together, and they become a TV screen, and you can make them as big as you would like.
Wow.
The ones you buy from the store are 10 years old. The technology and the idea was that long ago. We don't even want to know about it, says the world of technology. We're already into the pixelated points where we actually individually put a pixel on the wall and say, right, that's our television.
Well, right now, as I see, and I've been hearing that a lot of people don't quite understand, that virtual reality, virtual VR
Bill, Nomad says hello to Jim.
It's going to be still the biggest thing because, and then later on they said they're going to bring out holographic imagery.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
No, I'm not interested. I like to touch and feel, and I have problems playing video games without feeling like I'm stuck in the middle of something I shouldn't be.
Almost wasting time. I used to be a big gamer.
That's how this technology is growing so fast.
Ralph has lots. Wow.
Be really honest with you, though, Raven. I reckon that the technology will head more towards artificial life than it would for our entertainment purposes.
That's crazy.
Actually, artificial intelligence is here.
Yeah, I know. Google's already tried artificial intelligence and it scared the hell out of them.
Yeah, it's definitely been here for a while. Can't wait until it gets sentience. See what it does.
Be careful what you ask for, Bob.
Google has been trying to develop artificial intelligence for the last 5 years full on, and they achieved it with 2 computers. And they thought these computers can think for themselves, so they let the computers talk for themselves.
Okay.
Hold on, Raven. Within 3 seconds, they developed their own language, and Google couldn't understand them, so they had to switch them off.
It's true.
How many of you ever remember an old movie? It was in the 50s called Forbidden Subject. Yep. Oculus.
I can't say that I
don't
have.
Look it up and see. Because that artificial intelligence is still here now.
Yes, it is, but it's controlled. So it's
No, it isn't. It's been here, and a lot of people don't quite understand why it's going to literally take everything over. Because everything that you have seen, why is everybody going to this like Internet of Things? Why are they trying to get 1 gig rolled out all over? Why are they trying to get phone cell service to like 5G?
For my show, of course, they want to come through smoother for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just joking.
But it's a way of controlling. It is a way of controlling a person, what he or she does online.
They're already doing that, but that's not artificial intelligence. That's still controlled.
Okay.
We still control what that does and where that does. So it doesn't actually make it an intelligence that thinks for itself. Google actually invented a program that would correct itself, rewrite itself, and improve itself. And as I said, they had 2 computers and they were talking to each other, and they got so fast talking to each other, they started writing their own language. And once you've got something you can't understand, the first thing we do as humans is let's shut that down, because if we can't understand them, we can't trust them.
Well, that technology is still out there, and a lot of people say when you shut something down, is it shut down?
Yes.
No, it isn't.
It depends on.
Sorry to
I get
disagree
like
on that
everything
one,
else. It
but I
depends
do.
on the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was a
NWI
closed
diver,
system.
welcome.
Hey, NWI.
ANWI.
Hello.
So I said it in the chat. I'll say it on the panel too. Like I've always wanted Kit as a car, and I bet someday soon that can happen.
Oh yeah.
Well, to see, they're still working on a way of cars driving themselves. They still have it.
we've
Installed.
already got it.
Oh, we've already got that.
We have it.
Yeah,
Sorry, we
we've
have it in
got
the world.
that.
You should watch the Tesla
but
failures on that. It's hilarious.
Can I say
Elon Musk scares the crap out of me with the advanced technology he's come up with recently.
No, I'm sorry, Elon Musk scares the crap out of me just for the ideas he's got.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not even going there.
One of those ideas is that we live in a virtual world.
I'm not even going there with that guy. Considering what I read about him.
I was trying to finish. I was trying to finish before I was interrupted.
Yeah.
That technology, even when you see maybe trucks and a lot of things, that's all beta testing. That has not yet been fully implemented.
No, I agree. They haven't been fully in it, but it is there, and it's like any beta testing program that we've all run through on the internet. And when Windows bring out a new software for people to use and everything else, the first 12 months is beta testing, and people are using it, and it's there and accepting. Mobile phones do the same. When a new mobile phone comes out with the latest Android update, it's beta tested. It's there, but the fact that it has been introduced and is being used at the moment means that it's in the world. We have to get used to it.
I wouldn't.
On the same
like
thing,
I said,
Gil, after what you said,
talking cars like Kit, like
a
that
world
TV
of virtual
show
reality. We've already got talking cars. Virtual reality, living in virtual reality. Matrix, anyone?
But
No, thank you.
what Gil was saying is that that car that Kit was also autonomous, self-aware. See, we don't have that yet, in our world today. It's
that we're aware of.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
But
hold
on. Hold on. When all this starts coming out more and more, a lot of people are not going to always trust it because they'd rather have their own vehicle where they can drive themselves. But when they're like told to get these things, then it becomes like a dictatorship. It's being forced down.
You won't be told
Raven,
to get those things, Raven. It's going to work out in society to the point where that will be the only option at that time. So
I've got to disagree with you, Raven. If they're going to introduce things like that, they're going to introduce it in such a way that you want it to be there.
Right. Well,
they're going to make it such a thing, i.e., you are now carrying around a personal GPS identification and tracking device that tells everybody exactly what you do, where you go, and I'm sorry to have to tell people this, and I know people are going to disagree with me, listen to every conversation you have and record every video and picture that you either take or that they can see.
Yep.
And it gets sent to somebody. That's already happening in the world. So, and the people are happy to do that. People are quite happy to have a mobile phone in their pocket that tells the world what they're doing and everything else. And on the same token, Facebook has made it so that everybody thinks it's a good thing. So for them to have introduced a car that you won't have a choice of whether it drives you around and whether or not it talks to you, I'm sorry, but it's a very, very, very intelligent thing to have a car that controls the traffic in the world, because there's some people out there that really shouldn't be driving. And that's enough argument in the world for the government to say that people shouldn't have licenses and that automation should take over.
Facebook's another whole other ball of wax. Oh my god.
Yeah, talking about what Gaffer just said about people driving, the UK recently ruled for people with autism, if you're declared as autistic in the UK government, they now will confiscate your driving license. They feel that the people with autism in the UK are not qualified to drive. I had my provisional license confiscated from me recently because they feel people with autism can't be trusted with driving. It's freaking ridiculous.
Do they have any stats on that, Gemma?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
No.
No,
Wonder why
it's
they
the
would do that.
same thing, Jim. If 5% of the autistic people in this world can't drive properly, all autistic people can't drive properly in this world.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, you would
just
think
the
they'd
way
have some
people's attitude
statistics
is.
to back that up, though. I mean, you've got to have some sort of behavioral.
Not that I'm aware of. I'll have
crash
to try and look,
statistics.
but from what I'm aware of, the
that's
arthritis.
one of the reason why. That's one of the reason why Australia doesn't have any guns, because the statistics said 5% of the population are likely to kill somebody if they had a gun. So nobody should have a gun.
Yeah, I never agree with that.
I don't agree with that either.
Not the bad apple theory. That
Yeah.
just doesn't wash it for me. I mean, the
Well, I mean, you flip
problem is the
that.
people, not the
95%
weapon.
of those people are righteous people, and well, not righteous, or that's the wrong word to use, but 95% of those people could potentially have a gun and use it responsibly. So it's,
but it's the same knee-jerk reaction YouTube and Facebook and
Agreed.
Twitter and all that had about mobile live streaming. One idiot decided to mobile live stream his negative acts.
Yeah.
Everybody now has a mobile, cannot live stream. That doesn't mean everybody's going to do negative, but the potential is there. So we're going to remove the whole idea of it, and that is the bad apple knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, that's how freedoms are destroyed.
But like I said, if there's something that's coming out, who's in control of what's going on? How is the government or somebody that literally is a dictator is going to control the world?
Yeah, well, that question's been going on since 1950. So.
If not earlier.
Well, I could throw a little bit more spice into that conspiracy. We could easily say that we've already had first contact with other species in the universe, and they're infiltrating our governments to destroy us or to pervert us in their own ends.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sorry, mate, but we are the only intelligent life in this complete universe, and there is no other people that have got as much brains as we. So I don't believe that to be possible.
Bob found the sunglasses.
You keep telling yourself that.
Can I say something? There's yet a person that's going to be coming out that will literally start dictating to the rest of the world.
No, there's plenty. We call them dictators, and unless in the past we've been able to manage and handle them, but at the moment we're starting to embrace them.
But I'm going to tell you something. This guy is yet to appear on the scene that everybody's going to like.
Fine, but remember, opinions are opinions.
It's not opinion. It's not opinion.
Raven. Until the world proves it to be fact, it's still an opinion.
Right.
No, opinion. I'm going to say this: opinions are what you say.
No, opinion is what you think.
No, what you say. A fact is, there is a guy yet to appear on the scene that one day will tell you what to do. Around
me.
I've got no information to support that fact.
Well, until that day, anybody can tell you what to do. We still have the right to say, F you, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's what really matters right now. And as a people, as a civilization, we need to maintain that ability.
That's true, but what I'm saying, even if people don't agree with it, that guy is yet to come. And when he appears on the scene, he's gonna end up trying to solve all the world's problems.
Impossible.
No, Jim. I'm sorry. I happen to think that he may have some merit there. 2,000 years ago, there was a book that was written that foretold that this guy would come. And I'm sorry, like 75% of Americans still believe in him. It starts with the J word. He is going to come and solve the world's problems and dictate to everybody how they're going to live.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very intriguing conversation. Oh, so many overtones.
Yeah, it's.
It sounds like we're getting religion. I'm bowing out on that one.
I'm not telling. I probably won't always agree with Gaffa. He doesn't have to agree with me.
No,
Jim doesn't have to agree with me.
Spirit of debate.
No one has.
Yeah, nobody's going to walk away butthurt here because we all have our opinions on certain things.
Jim, I just attached 2 links for you in the chat.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I will definitely check those out, Gemma. Thank you.
And Raven, a lot of our opinions are based on fact.
Yes, Ralph, Elon Musk is the return of Christ, and nobody knows it yet.
Oh, for the love of God!
that guy. All I'll say on Elon Musk is recently he came out and did a conference about people with autism, and basically said that he could fix people with autism by implanting brain chips to reduce our autistic traits and behavior, and that he could make us normal. And he's been going all over Europe preaching this crap.
No, which is a good thing if it does give the people with autistics a feeling that they are better off. But the problem I have with inserting things into control people is when do they stop controlling the needed bits and start introducing bits that don't need to be controlled and then have total control in situations.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
It's the same with genetically choosing your child. When do we stop changing what comes and start accepting what nature gives us?
Yep.
That could be a part of human evolution too, though, is to start marrying technology and our own ideas to our own evolution. But at the same time, it could potentially lead to our own demise too. So,
the question is, the problem, the same problem we're having with YouTube. Whose ideas are we marrying to?
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
You know what I mean? The world is too diverse to have one idea go throughout the whole world as a cure for an illness. Unfortunately, if Gemma got rid of her autism, she wouldn't be Gemma.
Nope.
It is part of who she is, and unfortunately, the world is so diverse that you need those type. It's like Nancy Jones, a friend of mine who's in a wheelchair. She wouldn't be Nancy Jones unless she was in the wheelchair, because that's who she is and how she's developed and where she is at the moment. It's like Jim with that ridiculous beard. He wouldn't be Jim, I'm telling you.
Well, I mean, it's okay. It's perfectly fine for someone to develop a cure or a method or way to improve someone's quality of life. But ultimately, it still falls on that person, that individual, to choose whether or not they want to take that path or leave it be. You know what I mean? That really is the fundamental line.
It is the bottom line if that was reality, but con artists have an ability to make people think they're choosing the right option.
That's true too.
Oh yeah.
And that's where the issue comes in. That's where, as a society, we need to be able to have some kind of a parachute to try and control those people who are unable to make the correct decisions based on the fact that they're a little bit too trusting.
That didn't sound good, Sam. And judging,
sound like airborne.
I apologise about the beard remark, Jim. I couldn't pick on Gil's beard. He's the host. So.
Well, his beard is much more glorious than mine.
Hope everything's okay over there.
Yeah, he was just fiddling with the dishes.
Oh. Fiddler.
he wanted the fork and it was underneath all the pile.
Yeah.
Gil, I got to get going because I got things to do. I also have to do my laundry as well, like everybody does.
Raven,
today.
Much love and respect, buddy. It's always
Take care, Raven.
Take care, Raven.
Thank you very much, sir, for bringing your views into the chat.
I always enjoy listening to your.
Hey, if you'd like to watch some of my videos, just look at them and see. If you want to give a good comment or a bad comment, I don't care.
I have. No, I've watched your videos. I don't comment on most people's videos because I'll be here all day typing.
I would never leave
We all have fun. We all have fun.
And as for Jim's,
and keep it simple.
As for Jim's live show, believe it or not, I'm always in Jim's live show. But the problem is he does it when I'm going to work.
Oh.
You all take care.
Take care,
too.
buddy. Man, this live stream has gone through all sorts of interesting topics.
Yeah.
Yes, it has.
I apologise. I'm sorry I came up.
What?
No.
Do we need to make that a topic, Kafa? You're always welcome here.
Oh, no. I actually do love coming up on your chats occasionally. But then I also love sitting in the chat and just watching some of the things that get carried on, and some of the antics you and
I love to be able to get on a panel with Jim and Gaff. I don't often get to be on a panel with Jim or Gaffer, so when I see him in chats, I'm like, oh, awesome.
I know that I can only be taken in small doses.
To be
I fully
That's what
acknowledge and accept that.
That's what I've always said about me.
Be really honest with you, Gemma. You're the only reason I come up. So, all right.
Aww.
Well, I haven't been up on a panel with you before, and I do love to sit there and watch you in panels. You're so much fun, so I thought I've got to get up
I
there
try
and
to
part of
be.
that fun.
She really is. She always puts a smile on my face.
Hey, Sty, how you doing?
Yes,
I
Sty?
try to be.
How you
How you
doing,
doing,
bro?
Sty?
Yay.
Hi, my two favorite girls up there.
Whoop, whoop, I'm good.
Whoop, whoop.
Anna. Whoop, whoop.
What's going on, buddy? You've been good this year.
So, Jim, what's your next live call-in show one going to be about this time?
Yes.
Well, it's tonight, of course, and we're going to be talking about ethanol in our fuel. Whether or not you agree or disagree, and if you have any real-world experience on both sides, because I do.
Actually,
You're welcome, Ralph.
I don't think we get a choice. The newer cars require it. They're designed to run better with the ethanol. That's
But we can hold that discussion off for Jim's live stream.
Yes,
I
let's
bet
do that.
that's
I'd love to, but the chances are I'm going to miss it, not get in on the discussion. So let me say now.
no diving into that pool just yet.
I've actually made the last 4 or 5 live streams with Jim's. I sit there and be quiet and listen. I don't really chat that much, and then usually towards the middle and end, I'm like, oh hey, this is a great topic, and I usually join in the middle. So I have made the last 4 or 5. I've sat there and listened to them.
Yes, Terra Firma, you are absolutely correct. To apply perfection to this day and age and humans in general is such a ridiculous idea.
Which is
Yep.
why
To strive for perfection is a wonderful thing to have, but to expect to achieve it, you're really outliving your reality.
That expectation can be dangerous.
Yes.
If you want to be disappointed in life, set expectations.
There it is. There it is.
Yes.
And with that, I'm going to grab more coffee. I'll be right back.
Is this the Gil Steels show? Because he keeps leaving.
leaving Jim in charge again.
in the woods. I
No, I think I should let Jim be in charge. Or Gaffer, they have a better sense of directing chat and stuff. I'm useless. I just sit and go.
Sorry, I just like to talk, and Jim is a born video call-in showman.
I think that's the first time I've ever been considered called a born call-in show guy. I like that. I'll take it.
You enjoy it way too much, Jim. I'm a little bit worried about what you're doing in your sleep.
Don't worry, I worry about myself too in that respect.
Jim's very natural, like you say, Gaffer. Like every time I go into Jim's chats, he's so natural in the way he interacts with his guests, and then the chat he brings people in from the chat, and you're like, oh, how does he do that? Because he's got the panel guest, he's got the chat going, and he's back to the panel again. I'm like, to me,
to be really honest with you, the one thing I could say about Jim that makes it a very, very good thing about being what he does, what he's chosen is actually very, very well thought out and fits within what he's able to do. He is a people person. He has experience handling the public and talking to people in general, and he's willing to listen. And that
Who are we
makes
talking about?
what he does. Jim. That makes what he does a lot easier for him than most people think it does, but I'll tell you this much, up here it's constantly moving around. He's constantly working out what he's going to do next, how he's going to control it, where it's going to be, how far to go, and it's a juggling act that I wouldn't want to do.
It's not easy.
Multitasker.
Yeah, that is the bane of my existence. Actually, is working all the switches and buttons, and then trying to give every bit of my attention to my guests that I possibly can.
You make it look easy, seriously.
Yeah, he does very much.
No. Let's tell the truth. He makes it look cool.
Stop it.
Jim's just a very natural guy. The way he runs things, like you go into his channel and into the stream, and all of a sudden it's like, "Hey, everybody!" Like everyone's chatting and everyone's going in the conversation, and all of a sudden it's like topic time, and everyone I notices stop typing, and everyone just goes quiet when Jim starts the topic. Everyone just falls quiet.
Yeah. I'm telling you this much. I've watched Jim do his, what is it? It's an hour show, is it, Jim?
Yeah, basically.
I've watched him do his hour show. I want this guy packing my Christmas presents. He knows how to get a hell of a lot into 1 hour and make it look good. I want him packing.
Hey, Diana.
Is really what it is. I mean, you know how to plan out everything that you're doing. One thing that I've noticed about Jim is that he doesn't allow dead spots on his live streams at all. He immediately has something to talk about. He's immediately got something else to bring up, or the next topic of discussion is immediately brought up. No dead spots on his live stream. So,
yeah. Hey, Chelsea.
And Gil's the only person I know of who sits there watching Jim's show with a pen and paper and go, I could just got to note that down. Oh, he did. That's what he did.
I've actually had people say that they were taking notes, especially when I was on maybe one of my soapboxes or tirades, which is cool, because they get benefit from my experience. But I'll tell you why that is. That no dead space, that comes directly from my television experience, working behind the scenes. I mean, the one thing that you cannot allow happen is dead space, dead air.
Yeah, you don't want people thinking for themselves. You want them to be completely entertained.
I want them to think for themselves. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't mean by negative, because as soon as people start thinking for themselves, they lose track of what's going on and they head somewhere else.
Yeah.
They people need to be 24/7 entertained. Their brain, once they've got watch TV, they need that coming in. They don't want to have to start concentrating, because once they start concentrating, the world goes better.
Hello, Chelsea Lynn.
Thank you all for being here today. I really do appreciate it.
So, Sti, have you got anything to say? Have you got anything to say? I mean, you must have an opinion.
Hey, you're privileged. I haven't said anything.
More like
I've seen a couple of things you've been on, and I'm going.
Yeah. Usually I can't be shut up, But boy, I've been just sitting back enjoying this conversation over here. It's good topics, excellent. Yeah, I left that comment when you guys were talking about AI, about artificial intelligence, that I know a lot of humans that fit that artificial intelligence class. Yeah, they sure think they know everything, but
they might be serious.
Yeah, that's true. I just got that double meaning.
There's a lot of people out there that think they're very intelligent, and really it's artificial intelligence. And I love it whenever anybody brings up opinions. I just kick back and I just say, "Oh, yeah, I'll keep mine to myself."
I know this is not a very nice thing to have to say, but there's a quote I got from a discussion between a master and his student, and the student turned around and says, "Master," he said, "there are a lot of stupid people in this world," and the teacher says, "Yes, there are, and it is our job to try and improve on that." He said, "Yeah, but the problem is, Master, they don't know they're stupid."
That's yeah. That's so true.
It's a very, very scary thing that people think they actually have intelligence when they really don't. And not trying to say that that's anything to do with Faith in the Fallen, but Faith in the Fallen has had very little to say in this discussion, and I thank her very much for being on the panel and being so beautiful and quietly listening.
No, it's just you guys are saying everything I'm thinking, so there's no need, you know what I mean? You guys are covering pretty much all of it, and I agree with you 100%. So I'm sitting here like, yep.
Yeah.
And on that note, Jim, are we going to do a Christmas show where you get to dress up in a ridiculous hat and a Santa Claus beard?
I'm just surprised I don't have a hat on today. I feel underdressed.
You have got a hat on.
No, a Santa cap.
Oh,
yeah.
I feel completely underdressed.
The reason I don't have a Santa cap on is because Gemma can't put one on. I didn't want her to feel left out.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice of you.
So, yeah, well, I mean, people just don't want to be feeling uncomfortable in a group of red hats.
Trying to stay in the season, right?
There you go.
Camo one with his name on it. Yeah, there it is.
Nice.
Sky, I would have been disappointed if you didn't have your own personal Santa's hat. All right.
I love that hat. But I do want to say, I really do enjoy having Gemma up on the panel because her smile, her laugh, her enthusiasm, all of that stuff just is so contagious. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's one thing about there. Gemma's got her hat on.
That's pretty.
But I'm a firm believer that the world's always been a mess. I mean, you can go back as far as you want in history. The world's always been a mess, and you get through it. Put a smile on your face, for crying out loud.
I hear that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask there.
It is now, all right.
Did you have some clementine oranges in that before you decided to make a hat out of it, or
no?
Walnuts.
I love it. For participation, a scratch and sniff sticker for Gaffa.
That's funny.
I didn't want to be left out. I got a red hat on now.
There you go.
Well done.
That was awesome.
Yep.
There we go.
I actually wore this hat to the theatre last night.
Well, it looks beautiful.
Gemma, you really have a handle on fashion. I've got to say that.
No, I don't.
Well,
no, Gemma,
outfits.
Gemma, I agree with it. I agree with Bob on that. You do have a hand on fashion.
She does.
Okay, I appreciate that, but I don't think I do.
You know what you like, you know what suits you, and you never ever look wrong in what you wear.
Exactly.
I just try and make sure that I wear appropriate clothes for YouTube. I know I'm doing a panel or I'm going to go on someone's panel and I need to be appropriately dressed. I make sure I have like a blouse or a dress or a shirt.
Gemma, you could pull off pajamas. I'm telling you.
I have done pajamas. I have done pajamas several times. Yeah, probably doing that.
I've been on some chats with her where she goes, well, I'm just comfortable now. She's in bed. She's in her pajamas, just bouncing back, and it's all Gemma. I love Gemma.
Yeah, I do it on your panel. So it's usually like 2 a.m. in the morning, so I'm usually in my pajamas.
So on that point, Gemma, can you just give Bob some fashion tips, please?
I don't need to t-shirt. Bob dresses for who he is. Like the other day on a private phone call, like he had this shirt on, and I saw the top bit that he was wearing because it had writing on. And I was like, "What does your shirt say, brother?" So he stood up and he showed me. I was like, "Oh, I love that shirt. I'm gonna have to get one." I fell in love.
The one where it said that I didn't want to be here or something like that.
Yeah, I love that shirt. That was hilarious. I was like, I have to get one.
Lulu, oh my gosh, welcome.
Hey, Lulu.
It's not that I don't like your shirts. I just don't like them when you take them off.
That only happened once. And that's probably
it's burnt back here and it bothers me.
Yeah, once was enough. Yeah.
Hey, Lulu.
Some of the things we got to take to the grave.
I don't know how to feel about giving you a phobia. Bob shirtless.
I already have phobias.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, I never had phobias till I saw Bob take his shirt off.
Okay, I hate to do it, but I gotta end the stream here at 2 hours. I gotta take my daughter into town. She's got to get some driving time in, and I got to get some money for her for allowance, and if I don't do that, my life is going to be a living hell. So
you got some snow over there, Bob?
Because I've got chores to do. I got to get my backdrop back on the wall.
Yeah, I love that backdrop.
I've been watching you, just like I've been doing the last 3 days. I'm watching all my favorite folks out here, and I'm going, yeah, I'm not getting nothing done.
Jim, we lost most of our snow because it's been unseasonably warm up here. It's been close to 50 last couple of days. We had like 1.5 feet of snow on the ground, but we've lost most of it. You can't probably see any of that, but
no,
very bright
yeah,
light.
you can't really there's a big snowflake in the way. But
well, I need to follow that up. How much longer does she have to go through driver's ed?
I'm not sure exactly how many more. She's got her permit. She needs I think she needs 80 hours of drive time before she can apply for a license.
Do you have a rear-wheel drive vehicle?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a rear-wheel drive vehicle?
No.
Oh.
No, but I see where you're going with that.
Yeah, that was the greatest thing I ever did for my son. Was I took him out at that time it was an F-150, and it was a sheet of ice parking lot. And I was in the passenger side. I said, make this thing slide as often as you possibly can. That there's no better defensive driving teacher than slick, snowy crap roads. Yeah, with a rear-wheel drive vehicle, look at style. and if I give you any advice in that, Bob, do it.
If you get an option to do one that somebody does mind you maybe digging, rear-wheel drive.
Thank goodness.
Can I just say,
that's all I got to say.
Faith in the Fallen.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
You've beautified the panel up so well.
Oh,
I'd like to say it was actually a pleasure talking to you, but you did a lot of listening.
I didn't say much.
I try to get her on all my panels because it keeps it keeps me calmer. Just having her in the room.
She does create a nice balance on the panel, doesn't she?
He does.
Oh, absolutely.
She hasn't graced one of mine, though.
And Sty, it's a pleasure actually being on a panel for you the first time. I've watched a few of yours. And
Thank you.
It's been wonderful being on. Jim, as always, sir, it's a pleasure. I'm glad I got to actually talk to you. I listen to you a lot, and I listen to some of the people you put on. Whether I agree with half of them, I don't know. Gemma.
Gaffer.
Sweetheart, it is always a pleasure to be with you.
Always, brother. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Before
Bob,
we just, yes, sir.
Thank you very much for having me up, sir.
You're always welcome.
You're a scholar and a gentleman, and I love your streams.
Do you guys want to rate anyone specific?
Don't know of anyone that's on, actually.
Who have we got that's on? I don't know.
Let's see who's live. And
I have a family gathering I need to go to, so I'm not going to be able to join the raid. I'm sorry.
No worries, good sir. No worries at all.
Yeah,
well, please do rate someone.
I can't go to another stream and stay. I gotta get
Hi, this is
hello. How are you?
This is actually the second panel that Sty and I have been on. How you doing, man?
To all the people in chat, if you're willing to go do a raid, Bob has a raid he'd like us to do, and I'm quite happy to do the raid, and then I'm off.
All right, let's see.
I must say, please check out Gaffer's channel if you do get the chance. He does have an amazing channel.
No, don't
Please
check out
check
my
out
channel.
Gaffer.
There's nothing there.
Yes, there is.
I got the rubbish I left on the floor, and I need to clean up. I do housework.
The house is a mess. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it is. The dishes need to be done. There's nothing there to see.
Let me tidy up before you send anybody over. Yeah.
I can't see specifically.
Say something. Hold on.
What about you guys? Is there anybody?
Miss Kathy, you know who Miss Kathy is?
Who?
Oh, she live?
Kathy? Yeah, Miss Kathy is live, and she's only got 5 in there.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Colin chose last time, and she chose very wisely because I actually added her to my channel. So yes, Faith, if you
I'll put it in the chat.
Please, yeah.
Oh, it's Kathy's on. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Okay, so
Faith, Gemma, Gaffa, Sty, thank you, and Bob, thanks for having me up, man.
Anytime.
Always a pleasure to see you, Jim.
Always good to see you. You know, you guys are all welcome on my show, right?
Yeah,
yes, I need to do that.
I'll endeavour to get to your afternoon show.
Fantastic.
All right. Faith in the Fallen put out the link, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat. So please feel free to head on over and show some love to Miss Kathy. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. And until the next time, have a happy day.
Bye all.
Bye.
It's been great. Thanks, Gil.
Bye.